Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we're hopping across the pond to mainland Europe, to a place near and dear to my heart. Amsterdam! Ah, Amsterdam. A city that's like a perfectly baked stroopwafel, crispy, sweet, and full of delightful surprises. Known for its canals, bikes, and certain coffee shops, Amsterdam is a vibrant hub of culture, history, and some seriously good times. We're talking world-renowned museums, picturesque canals, bustling markets, and enough bicycles to make you think Lance Armstrong moved here. Are you ready to explore the most delightful corners of Amsterdam? Buckle up, because we're diving headfirst into the top 10 places you absolutely cannot miss. First up, we're kicking things off at Dam Square, the beating heart of Amsterdam. This bustling square is like the Times Square of the Netherlands, but with fewer giant billboards and way more pigeons. It's a place buzzing with energy, street performers, and enough history to make your head spin. You'll find iconic landmarks like the Royal Palace, the Nieuwe Kerk, and the National Monument. But be warned, Dam Square is also a magnet for interesting characters. Just keep your wits about you, your sense of humor handy, and you'll have a grand time. Our next stop is a poignant one, the Anne Frank house. Now, before you picture me cracking jokes about diaries and hidden annexes, let me assure you, I understand the gravity of this place. The Anne Frank house is a powerful reminder of a dark chapter in history, but it also serves as a beacon of hope and resilience. It's a testament to the strength of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. As you walk through the rooms where Anne and her family hid from the Nazis, you can't help but feel a sense of awe at their bravery. And yes, you'll see the actual diary that Anne kept during those years, filled with her hopes, dreams, and fears. It's a deeply moving experience, and one that will stay with you long after you leave. Just be prepared for the emotional roller coaster. Oh, and book your tickets online in advance. Trust me, you don't want to be that tourist who gets turned away after queuing for hours. Alright, enough with the serious stuff. Let's lighten the mood and head over to AQUÍ Market, the largest and liveliest outdoor market in Amsterdam. This place is a sensory overload in the best possible way. Imagine the aroma of fresh stroopwafels, the vibrant colors of blooming tulips, the sound of vendors hawking their wares. It's an experience that'll leave you feeling like you've stepped into a Dutch postcard. You can find everything here, from souvenirs and clothing to fresh produce, and of course, delicious Dutch treats. Speaking of treats, you absolutely cannot leave AQUÍ Market without trying some local street food. I'm talking about piping hot poffertjes, tiny fluffy pancakes, crispy and gooey stroopwafels, caramel waffle cookies, and my personal favorite, patatje oorlog, fries with peanut sauce, mayonnaise, and onions. I know, it sounds like a heart attack on a plate, but trust me, it's a delicious heart attack. Just be prepared to queue, as these food stalls are popular for a reason. But hey, while you're waiting, you can always brush up on your Dutch. Did you know dankjewel means thank you? You're welcome. Next, we're strolling into Jordaan, one of Amsterdam's most charming and picturesque neighborhoods. Imagine narrow canals lined with colorful houses, quirky boutiques, art galleries showcasing everything from traditional Dutch landscapes to modern masterpieces that would make Picasso scratch his head. Jordaan is a haven for artists, musicians, and free spirits, and you can feel that creative energy buzzing in the air. It's like a little village within the city, with a relaxed and bohemian vibe that'll make you want to rent a bike, grow a handlebar moustache, and spend your days sipping coffee by the canal. And speaking of coffee, Jordaan is home to some of the best cafes in Amsterdam, so grab a latte, find a sunny spot by the water, and watch the world go by. Who knows? You might even get inspired to create your own masterpiece. Just maybe stick to sketching or photography, unless you're particularly gifted in the art of interpretive dance. We don't want to scare the tulips. Bzd, come closer. I'm about to let you in on one of Amsterdam's best-kept secrets, the Begijnhof. Tucked away in the heart of the city, this hidden courtyard is like stepping back in time. Imagine a peaceful oasis of cobblestone streets, charming houses dating back to the 14th century, and a sense of tranquility that's hard to find in a bustling city. It's the kind of place where you can almost hear the echoes of footsteps from centuries past, where time seems to move a little slower. Now, the Begijnhof has a fascinating history. It was originally built as a secluded courtyard for beguines, independent Catholic women who dedicated their lives to God without taking formal religious vows. Today, it's still home to a small community, but it's open to the public during the day. Just remember to be respectful, speak softly, and resist the urge to shout Marco Polo in the courtyard. The residents might not appreciate that. All right, let's address the elephant in the room, or rather, the canals in the city. You can't come to Amsterdam without experiencing its iconic canal ring, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and a site that'll make you say, wow, they really love their canals. And for good reason. These picturesque waterways are like the veins of the city, connecting different neighborhoods and offering stunning views from every angle. Seriously, you can't take a bad photo here if you tried. Now, you have a few options for experiencing the canals. You can rent a pedal boat and try not to crash into things, easier said than done. Hop on a canal cruise with a knowledgeable guide who'll regale you with fun facts and historical tidbits, or simply stroll along the banks and soak up the scenery. Whatever you choose, just make sure to bring your camera and your sea legs, because things can get a little wobbly on the water. And hey, if you happen to fall in, just blame it on a rogue swan. I won't tell. If you're lucky enough to be in Amsterdam on April 27th, get ready to party like a royal. King's Day is the biggest national holiday in the Netherlands. Imagine the entire city decked out in orange, canals overflowing with boats, streets transformed into massive flea markets, and everyone in a festive mood. The main event is the Vreemarkt, where anyone can set up a stall and sell anything. Don't miss the traditional Dutch snacks and drinks. Get those selfie sticks ready, because our next stop is Brug, or Skinny Bridge, one of Amsterdam's most iconic and Instagrammable bridges. This charming wooden drawbridge is like something out of a fairy tale, especially when it's all lit up at night. Legend has it that the bridge got its name from two wealthy sisters who lived on opposite sides of the Amstel River and needed a way to get to each other. Now, whether that story is true or not is up for debate. Spoiler alert, it's probably not. But it adds to the charm, doesn't it? Brug is a popular spot for photos, proposals, and just soaking up the romantic atmosphere. Just be careful not to drop your phone in the water while trying to capture that perfect shot. And hey, if you're feeling really adventurous, you can even rent a boat and row underneath the bridge. Just try not to hit your head on the low beams, or you'll end up with more than just a funny photo. Warning, this next segment is for those with a sweet tooth. No trip to Amsterdam is complete without trying a stroopwafel, a thin, crispy waffle cookie filled with gooey caramel. It's like a hug from the inside out, but with more crunch. Now, you can find stroopwafels pretty much everywhere in Amsterdam, from supermarkets to street vendors. But for the ultimate experience, head to a local bakery where they make them fresh. You'll be greeted by the irresistible aroma of warm caramel and freshly baked dough. And trust me, it takes all your willpower not to devour the entire batch right then and there. Dip your stroopwafel in your coffee or hot chocolate for an extra special treat, or just enjoy it as is. And hey, if you're feeling adventurous, you can even try making your own at home. Just be warned, it's a messy but rewarding experience. And finally, we've arrived at our last stop, the Rijksmuseum, Amsterdam's most famous museum and home to some of the greatest works of Dutch art. Now I know what you're thinking, another museum? Can't we just go get more stroopwafels? And while I fully support your love for all things sweet and delicious, trust me on this one. The Rijksmuseum is a must visit, even if you're not a die-hard art enthusiast. You'll get to see masterpieces by renowned Dutch painters like Rembrandt, Vermeer and Frans Hals, and learn about the history and culture of the Netherlands through their art. Plus, the Rijksmuseum itself is a work of art. The building is a stunning example of Dutch architecture, and it's worth a visit just to admire the grand halls and intricate details. And hey, if you're feeling silly, you can always try to recreate some of the poses from the paintings in your photos. Just maybe avoid flashing any pearly whites, as dental hygiene wasn't exactly a top priority back then. So there you have it, folks. My top 10 must-visit spots in Amsterdam. From historical landmarks to bustling markets, charming canals to world-class museums, Amsterdam has something for everyone. Just remember to pack your walking shoes, your sense of adventure, and an empty stomach, because you're in for a treat. If you enjoyed this whirlwind tour of Amsterdam, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more travel tips and hilarious adventures, and share it with your friends. And hey, if you've been to Amsterdam, let me know in the comments below what your favorite spots are. Until next time, happy travels!